Yeah, I know we're a bit pushed for time, so I've got a couple from the archives that I'm going to do. This one I wrote a while ago. Yeah, I'm going to not talk too much and let's just get into it. Mandem, stop putting the mask in masculine, take that mask off. Don't you know that showing your emotions and being a man isn't a trade-off? You see, you're so concerned about earning bag and trying to win that you forget about your unhealed inner child within. The little young boy confused with attachment issues, all because his dad wouldn't let him in. Now he's a grown man who gets scared every time he starts feeling. Don't know who to turn to when it comes to healing. Hasn't spilled tears in the last 5 years because how to process your emotions growing up wasn't made quite clear. And that isn't at all surprising when man up is all men here. You've been conditioned to believe that you need to take on all that weight on your shoulders, slide every problem, every issue onto the bar, clamp, lift. That's a new personal best. If you struggled with the weight, that's just something you're expected to suppress. You're constantly trying to reach a bar that doesn't stop getting higher. You need to train harder, do better, go further, because that's just what society requires. Being a man is an expectation. One that comes with rules and regulations, beliefs imposed on you that limit you from reaching your highest vibrations. Society sugarcoats ego and calls it masculinity. We've made men so used to standing tall and keeping their spine straight that some of them are scared to relax and curl up into a ball just in case their backs break. We've made men so used to standing tall and keeping their spine straight that some of them are scared to relax into a ball, just to relax and curl up into a ball just in case their backs break. We've made men so scared to be vulnerable, to be open, to feel anything other than fine, that when they're differentiating between their feelings, they don't know where to draw the line, can't read the signs, can't reach out for help, so they stay confined. I mean, why does society make it hard for the mandem to be vulnerable to a listening ear, but losing a friend to suicide is something deep down we all fear? And okay, some things never get that bad, but this generational, cultural, societal cycle of making hard, empty shells of the mandem need to stop. Making men believe that they have to be invincible, telling them they're not winning if they're not on top. Change the belief that softness is a weakness, that if men cried and they're respected less, they should never be less than, never need anyone, and if anything goes wrong, they just need to be a man. But baby boy, this isn't a narrative we claim. We're not trying to restart the cycle and stay the same. Acceptance of men's expressions is the aim, and letting them honor their emotions and feelings with no shame. Whether you're a short king, tall king, beard yet to connect king, we're here for your L's and your W's. All the things from your past that still trouble you. We're here for your dark days, those I'm a king and I know it days, those I'm struggling, can you help me days, those I need a friend because I'm stumbling days. Always. There's beauty in your divine masculinity. Beauty in your softness and your ability to take on the weight all on your own, to be strong and feel your emotions alone. But if you do need someone to talk to, just know there's always someone listening out for you. I'm kind of nervous, you know, I don't know why. I'm like, my heart's like, I don't know. It's like the lights are so fucking bright. I'm like, I say every time, I know. So this next piece I performed the first time Meta did a Filipino event thing like this. But when I was in the Philippines, when I saw, where's Teddy? When I saw Teddy there, this was a piece I kept thinking about, and a piece that really resonates with me. I feel like a lot of identity poems in this room tonight. I know. I feel like we have a theme going. And yeah, going home to the Philippines was a massive homecoming. So I feel like this, yeah, I kept thinking about this piece, so I thought I'd bring it back and perform it. Heads or tails, flip the coin, heads or tails. Heads or or tails? Flip the coin, heads or tails? Heads, she's 7, skin rich with sun and Tagalog heavy on her tongue. Heads, she's 7, leaving her motherland behind while still so young. Heads, she's 7. Being Filipino wasn't always a privilege for me. In fact, being Filipino was like a dirty secret I tried to hide from everybody. As if the shape of my eyes wouldn't give it away. As if the land of my mother wasn't obvious in my skin. As if acting like I was white would make me less of a prey and more like they. As if using my stepdad's last name would make it okay. And would make them accept me. This soil I landed on, this country I found myself in, I so badly wanted it to accept me. Tails, she's 8. Navigating school, her culture hidden in hate. Tails, she's 8. So constantly aware of everything she ate. Ma, ayaw ko na kainin yung pagkain natin. Ma, I don't want to eat our food anymore. Tails, she's 8. I remember so vividly being on a school trip. My mom packed me corned beef torta sandwiches, and if you're Filipino, then you would know that corned beef, fried as an omelette with potatoes and onion, is a Filipino delicacy. But on that school trip, everyone took in the smell and looked around questionably, questioning, what's that? I secretly threw my food in the bin, and since then it occurred to me that to survive here is to hide that Filipino part of me. Heads, she's 10. Crushing on a boy she was obsessed with back then. Heads, she's 10, he told her, I prefer white girls. And it occurred to her again that she will never be like them. Heads, she's 10. I idolized blonde hair and light skin, wanting to be accepted in a culture I would never belong in. I'd walk with my mom in the street, and the racial slurs thrown at us aren't even discreet. Ching chong ching, konnichiwa, go back to where you came from, are all lyrics from the song they would sing, reminding us we didn't belong here. Reminding us Sampaguitas couldn't grow on English soil. Reminding us that being here was a privilege, not a right. The battle between preserving my heritage and belonging has always been my life's hardest fight. Heads, she's 15. Figuring out what being Filipino here actually means. Tails, she's 15. Been here so long, British culture becoming routine. The line between being Filipino and British became blurry. Flipping a coin in every situation and wondering which side I fell on became my biggest worry. It was a tug of war between the motherland that birthed me and the English soil that raised me. I was too British, too white to be Filipino, but still too foreign and different to fully belong here though. Tagalog began to feel awkward. My lips always tripping on grammar. My heart wanting to say things that my tongue didn't have the words for. I found suddenly that the fight between me and my culture was becoming a different type of war, and I seemed to always be losing. Losing my roots the same way a plant loses leaves when it's not watered, the same way we lose memory. Vivid, bright colours turning into ghosts that trail behind me, like a dream you try to recall once you've awakened, only to find what you once had has already faded. Tails, she's 20. Apparently, being a short Asian ting and being bilingual was now trendy. I was always asked how I tanned so quickly, and after coming back from a holiday, a white friend put her arm next to mine and said she was the same colour as me. But what she didn't understand was that didn't mean that we had the same privileges. And the fact that she was white didn't change if she was coming out of winter or had just been on a flight. She will never understand that belonging as a person of colour here is a battle she will never have to fight. You know, I always found it odd that I felt so uncomfortable being the only person of colour in a room when I've been here all my life. Still felt so small, so inferior. Can't talk shit about white people to my white friend just in case that worries her. It's something in our friendship that was always a huge barrier, because how do you translate a lifetime of trauma to someone who doesn't speak its language and expect them to carry it? Heads, she's 23. I realised what I owed my younger self the most was an apology. A sorry for not loving her. A sorry for all the beauty in her history that I failed to see. But now it's something that's so crystal clear to me. Back then, I told everyone it was Micah Anderson because San Jose sounded so different. Like having a white last name would make much difference. But now I claim my roots in the Philippines as some of the best parts of me. I correct people who ask if I'm Chinese because I'm Filipino, and that's what I'm proud to be. Tails, she's 24. Standing barefoot on an island shore, skin rich with sun and Tagalog heavy on her tongue. Tails, she's 24. Philippines welcomed me back like I had never left. It turns out after all this time, the feeling of being home is something I would never really forget. The shouts of the tahot man in the morning, waking up to the sound of my lola's calling. Seeing my mama in her motherland, there's no feeling I can think of better than. So when they ask me to flip a coin, I'll tell them on both sides. A rose and a sampaguita equally joined, a harmony of every version of myself I have ever been, and the most beautiful combination of cultures you have ever seen. And there I am on Redstone Street, holding hands with younger Meeks, pigtail swinging, that same wide cheeky smile, and I knew in that moment that I've returned the kind of woman she was proud to be.